as a society, we're not dealing with the root cause of domestic violence, which I do believe is trauma. It's trauma by all the parties involved. It's often and I hate using the word perpetrator because it just doesn't feel comfortable with me, but the person who is projecting his trauma onto me, those men, they suffered a lot of trauma themselves in my relationships. They suffered a lot of trauma. They had trauma in their early childhoods. They had trauma throughout their lives. And again, many of them were turning to substances to self-medicate and to numb that. And as you said, so beautifully, Ting, is that, our body holds on to that trauma. It stays in our cells. So until we release it and until we deal with that trauma, then we're not going to be able to live well lives. And I think that, when children, are traumatized by things like, sexual abuse, families being broken up, and that's usually because their parents are suffering from trauma, so it's this vicious cycle of trauma. It's intergenerational trauma that's not dealt with. And when none of that is dealt with by society, when we go into blaming mode of saying that's just not good enough, then you're not actually dealing with the problem.